Right now, in the morning rush, months before the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine, police in New York interviewed the future gunman. What we've uncovered from newly released body cam footage.
Plus, a troubling rise in drivers blowing right through school bus stop signs. The staggering amount of incidents reported in one big city here in our state.
And we're learning more about an investigation into the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. Dozens of service members saying they were sexually assaulted and raped, and that it was totally covered up.
All that and much more just ahead in the morning rush.
But first, let's get right over to Scott Haney for a check of the first alert forecast. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, guys. Hi, ladies. 6:30. Hi, everybody. It's time to rise and shine. Lots of sunshine during the day today.
Two-vehicle crash, Route 8 northbound between exits 35 and 36. It's off to the right shoulder. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, Caitlin, I have to break in right now from the First Alert Desk because we just received some new footage that takes us inside the mind of a mass murderer. Robert Card killed 18 people in Lewiston, Maine, and now we have more information about his interactions with law enforcement before those shootings. So we obtained video from the New York State Police through a Freedom of Information request, and it shows the moment Card, who was an Army reservist, was ordered to go to a mental health facility, and that happened back in July, about 3 months before the violence. Now, in the footage, Card says he's been hearing people talking behind his back, and troopers tell Card he's been ordered to speak with a counselor after they received information about Card's behavior.
I hope you understand that they're concerned enough about your welfare that they called us.
Oh, because they're scared, because I'm going to freaking do something, because I am capable.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
Nothing.
Now, Card eventually killed himself as well, but the investigation into what led up to those murders continues, including whether any warning signs may have been missed. Live at the First Alert Desk, I'm Roger Suzanne. Aaliyah, Nicole, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Roger. 6:33 now. It protects our country's coasts, but failed to protect some of its own service members. The U.S. Coast Guard continues to be in hot water this morning.
New shocking information reveals more about the mishandling of sexual assaults by the Coast Guard Academy. Channel 3's Dylan Fearon is live at the Coast Guard station in New Haven with the details. Good morning, Dylan.
Well, good morning, Aaliyah and Nicole. It truly is shocking. We know that dozens of cadets, lieutenants, other service members at the Coast Guard Academy in New London claim that they were sexually assaulted and raped for a number of years, that they reported it for years, but it totally went under wraps and totally swept under the rug. That was until December when a secret criminal investigation came out detailing all of the allegations and the alleged cover-up. Now, Senators Murphy and Blumenthal are looking for more accountability with the Coast Guard Academy. Now, they admit it must do better and it failed to keep members safe, but Aaliyah, Nicole, that is far too late for the victims, and here are two of them from back in December.
They don't care. They just want to make the next rank, and I have seen it in the fleet, at the academy, at the senior-most levels.
My main perpetrator is currently a lieutenant commander in the Coast Guard. He is thriving in a career that I had hoped for.
Now, Senator Blumenthal will be addressing all this later today in New Haven, asking the Coast Guard why it swept all this under the rug and even hid this for years from Congress. That's later today in the Elm City. Live in New Haven, I'm Dylan Fearon, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Also in New Haven, police are increasing patrols around Yale after a staff member was attacked and robbed. Now, police tell us the staff member was walking out of a building on College Street Wednesday when a group of teens jumped him and stole his laptop. The victim is expected to be okay, and this morning, police on campus are urging everyone to be alert.
And a man in Hartford is in jail this morning after police say he stabbed another man to death. Byron Williams, seen on your screen here, has been charged with murder. Police say that he stabbed Kendall Jones on Albany Avenue back in November. Jones was found unconscious right inside of a car outside the hospital, and he later died. Williams is being held on a $1 million bond.
New this morning, the man police call the prime suspect in the death of a nurse in Willimantic will be back in court today. Joyce Grayson was found dead inside the basement of a halfway house for sex offenders. She was working as a home health nurse. Police say Michael Reese was found running away from the area, and were told he was carrying a knife and Grayson's debit and credit cards. Now, Reese has not been charged with her death.
Now at 6:36, new this morning, some sticker shock on your electric bills could be on the way. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Eversource just submitted its plan to increase its rates to state regulators. So this could raise electricity bills by nearly $40 a month starting on May 1st. Eversource says a high number of unpaid balances going back to the pandemic is actually what's driving up costs and causing paying customers to foot the bill. The utility company also submitted a plan to increase rates over time to minimize the impact.
We made a promise. We have to uphold and keep that promise.
A battle over school funding has just begun at the state capitol. School leaders say Governor Lamont's new budget proposal is shortchanging them by $47 million. The governor's budget plans to put that money to support early childhood education, but district leaders worry the loss of funding could bring cuts to staff and programs.
All right, according to some alarming new data released by Bridgeport, Connecticut's largest city, drivers are regularly passing school buses, when they have their stop sign out illegally.
Yeah. And Channel 3 eyewitness news reporter Marcy Jones is live outside of Datco Bus Company in Middletown, where they say this is becoming more and more common. Good morning, Marcy.
Good morning, Aaliyah and Nicole. Well, even though the data was released by the city of Bridgeport, parents and drivers we spoke to here said, hey, this is a problem all over the state, and it's really time to reinforce the rules of the roads to keep kids safe. Now, take a look at these clips that we're showing you right now. They're very anxiety-inducing. Cars speeding by, students unloading off Bridgeport school buses. The worst part is officials say it's happening everywhere and at an alarming rate. According to the newly released data, 74 school buses in Bridgeport equipped with stop arm cameras recorded 9,860 vehicles illegally passing school buses that were either stopped to pick up or drop off students over a 6-month period. Now, the city says that's 75 violations per school day, a number that's unacceptable. The stop arm law in Connecticut requires drivers to stop when a school bus is displaying flashing lights and has the stop sign out. It's a $450 fine for the first offense, but after that, fines range from $500 to $1,000 or 30 days in jail.
Luckily, so far in the past few years, there's been nothing severe, but with the amount of passes that we get, it could just be a matter of time.
Officials in Bridgeport say the whole point of them releasing the data to the public is really to serve as a wake-up call not only to the drivers committing these acts, but also to other cities and towns to really crack down and pay attention to what's happening. Reporting live in Middletown, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
6:39. Thanks, Marcy. Temperatures out there, 30 to 35, even 39 degrees in New Haven. That is substantially better than average.
If you are trying to catch a flight here this morning, we'll get you another check on those roads coming up in just a few. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Happening today in New York City, we are expecting the judge in former President Donald Trump's civil fraud trial to reach a verdict. Trump could be hit with millions of dollars in penalties, and he could be banned from doing business in the entire state. Early on in the trial, the judge already ruled that the former president inflated his wealth on financial statements to secure loans.
Also today, the DA overseeing the election interference case against Donald Trump in Georgia will be back on the witness stand. The former president's lawyers are seeking to disqualify District Attorney Fani Willis from the case due to a romantic relationship with a member of her team. Now, if the judge overseeing the challenge sides with Trump's legal team, the Georgia criminal case could be delayed.
Ahead at 6:30, new details in the deadly shooting during the Chiefs' Super Bowl victory parade. What police are now saying may have happened before shots rang out.